my study bees, how are you all? I hope that you're all in a very good mood and all geared and charged up for the November INI CET. In this video, we are going to talk about how to crack the November INI CET. To start preparation, the most important thing in the beginning is to make a very good strategy. Without much ado, let's dive into the video. So the first step towards cracking INI CET is believing that you can crack INI CET. A lot of people have this mindset that they cannot crack INI CET. It's a very difficult exam. It's just for the toppers or something, and I cannot get into AIMS. But believe me, if you have the right strategy with you, if you believe that you can do it, if you have that faith in your preparation and that faith in yourself, INI CET is a very crackable exam. As you can see, I had this wallpaper on my phone, which kind of motivated me after my NEET PG results that I am not going to let my story end like this. So now talking about strategy.
First thing first, I would divide these 5 months and do 3 readings. First reading would be in 2.5 months from June to mid August, second reading in 1.5 months from mid August to September, and third reading in 1 month in October. And in the 5 days in November, I would just quickly revise and give finishing touch to my preparation. As you can see, this is how I jotted down my timetable 7 weeks before INI when NEET PG results were out. I want all of you guys to devise a clear plan for yourself as to what you're going to do every single day from now. Schedule your GTs also and their review time. Jot down every subject or book you want to cover in these 5 months until the one day before exam, as I did too. This is how clear you should be with your aim and planner so that you're motivated to get up every morning and complete your task.
Now, moving on to the next important thing is what all I would cover. So I have penned this down in the order of priority. Most important thing is to do your main notes, whatever notes you have made in your UG days, alongside doing your previous year questions and your previous year recall videos, so that you know what things are important, what things do you have to highlight from your main notes, how the questions can be made from this particular topic. So I would suggest doing your previous year question first, previous year recall videos first, and then going on to your reading the main notes. So that it's a form of active learning. You can retain much more than you would do with the passive learning. Also, while you're doing your previous year questions, I want all of you to bookmark any question, or especially the explanation where you feel that you do not know this thing. This is something new given in the explanation or very well explained.
My GT that I attempted and how I reviewed it. So I used to bookmark all the questions that I did wrong, or I felt that something is there in the explanation that I might have to read upon later before my exam.
I would suggest doing papers of from 2017 or 2018 up till 2023 May INI CET. You should be thorough with at least 5 to 6 years of paper if you are aiming for a top 100 rank. Um, Moving on to doing previous year recall videos.
As you can see on my iPad screen, I did recall videos for most subjects from Marrow's YouTube channel, and I took screenshots and compiled them in PDF form to revise in the last week. So from wherever you're doing your previous year recall, or you're making notes or keeping a PDF, keep it handy to revise in the end, because these are the topics or questions you cannot afford to get wrong in the exam.
Also, I would say that try attempting at least 3 to 4 years NEET questions as well, and attempt recall based GTs, like do them in 9 to 12 slot or 9:30 to 12:30 slot. Take minimum amount of breaks and take it like a real exam. Okay, and bookmark all the questions that you feel are important and you want to revise 1 month or 1 week before the exam, so you have to bookmark all those questions as well. Then moving on to first aid, BTR or MKT. As I have shared this, you can see how I did my first aid was after finishing my main notes and the previous year questions and explanations, and highlighted, as you can see in psychiatry, I highlighted any points which I thought were not there in my notes or were extra, or any terms that were unique for me or were not very well written in my notes. I just highlighted them, and as you can see, these are like very few, like 5 or 6 lines of words on every page. So this like took me less than half an hour before the exam when I had to revise this. So it's not necessary that you do all the chapters from first aid. You can just do your weak subjects, or like I did biochemistry, psychiatry, and general microbiology. Then moving on to doing BTRs and NKTs by Zanabora ma'am. Now, as you can see here, had a folder of the BTR and the MKTs that, and it is important not only to do them but also to revise them before the exam. Otherwise, it will not be of any use, because the BTR and the MKTs constitute of all the volatile topics, all the volatile points that you will tend to forget if you do not revise them a week before the exam, or sometimes even one day before the exam. So it's important that you keep this, that you organize all the things that you are going to revise before the exam in one single folder like I have. Then the next important point is to make a choti copy and revise that. This is my choti copy that I made, and as you can see, I made it like subject wise: pharma, then micro, then biochemistry, and whatever I had to add it with respect to INI or NEET, I just added those volatile points there, because I know what I tend to forget more. Whatever I forget, it's not necessary that you forget the same thing as well. Then doing the recent updates is very important, especially for INI CET, as this time also there were a lot of recent updates questions. So I would just suggest that whatever coaching you're using, they do tend to upload a few videos towards the end before the exam for recent updates. Try doing those videos as well. Then moving on to JIPMER and PGI question and UPSC CMS papers. This is my personal recommendation. If you have time, then you can go through it. I went through it before my exam. As you can see, I will show you. I have downloaded these question papers from Telegram. And I think I was not able to do 2 years. I just did 1 year. Surgery and OBG I did, but if you want, you can do for all the subjects if you have time. Otherwise, I think I would recommend doing it for surgery, because Rohan sir also recommended it and I found it to be useful. And moving on to what you have to do in the last 1 week. So this is what you have to do in the last 1 week. You have to do whatever bookmark previous year questions and explanations you have, whatever you have compiled in your first, second, and the third reading for the last 1 week. You have to do the recall video slides. You have to do the BTR and the NKTs alongside your first aid, whatever points you have highlighted. Then you have to do your choti copy or the 20th notebook that you have made. It's like a must-do thing. Then you have, if you have made a separate images folder like I did, I had this folder, as you can see in my iPad, where I had all any important point that, or that I just screenshot that picture or that point or that table to revise in the last week. And then you have your pearls, and this is how I want to show how I bookmark my pearls. So for pearls, I star marked the pearls that I felt were important for INI CET, and I just did normal bookmark for those important for NEET. And I question marked the pearls that I thought that I would forget if I didn't revise like one day before the exam, like name of some monoclonal antibodies or anti-cancer drugs and stuff like that. Then moving on to certain miscellaneous points, which is that you have to train your mind. You have to keep your calm throughout the preparation. It's very, very important that your mind works efficiently in all the questions. You do not get too anxious, or you do not get too excited. You do not get exhausted, because INI CET, not only the questions are tough, but even the options are very tricky, and they tend to exhaust your mind. And the time is very, very short. I mean, many people ran out of time this time as well, and they were not able to attempt, not even read all the 200 questions. So you have to train your mind to go through this entire sequence of exam of those 3 hours beforehand, so that you are well prepared. And that's why I would recommend taking at least 2 to 3 GTs even in the last week. I did it myself, and it helped me strategize and prepare myself, and tone myself according to the exam, set my mood according to the exam. And you have to keep yourself motivated. When you have lesser time, motivation does work, but when you have a longer time, motivation will not last for very long. So you also need discipline alongside. And there is no alternative to hard work, guys, trust me. As you can see, it's not, I would not say that I did it in lesser time, or it was some kind of miracle. I had put my heart into it beforehand. As you can see, I have just shared a few screenshots or videos of that I had taken while I was preparing, because it was one of my motivation. I wanted to open my YouTube channel, make my videos, and share my journey after my NEET PG results like went into a hole. So I just wanted to do good in INI CET, and through the YouTube channel I wanted to share my story with you all, and give hope to people who really want it. I'm staying up in the late in the night in the libraries till 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 6 a.m. when the entire library is empty. There's nobody else there. I'm the only one just grilling myself, because I know what I wanted to do. I know what my aim was. So try surrounding yourself, with motivational thoughts, motivational people. Surround yourself with people that help you in your. And if you don't find such people, just stay isolated. Go in a rishi muni type of a phase where you are just putting your dhyan into your studies, because it has to be one constant thought in your head that yes, I'm going to do this. Yes, I'm going to crack this exam. Yes, I'm going to get this rank. You have to try manifesting it each day, that yes, I am getting this rank. What will I do after I get this rank? Where will I go? So, I really believe, I have started believing in manifestation after this exam. And this is what I would say, that, be disciplined, be motivated. One more important thing that I want to focus on is to avoid burnout. And how can you avoid burnout is you do not have to go in sprints, you have to run a marathon. Study for a week, then maybe on a Sunday you can take half a day break or a full day break. Sometimes you can also use a pseudo break sort of thing, like, you do not want to take a break, you have to complete your topics, but you don't feel like studying. Then this is what I used to do. Like, I would just take 10 minutes off, listen to some song, or I loved to do nail art, so I would just put on nail paints for 10 minutes and then I'd be happy. And I feel like, okay, mera break ho gaya, now I can go back to study. There is another technique that helps, is switch technique. Like, if you are bored of studying and reading whatever you have decided, jump on to doing some questions, while you are, go out in a cafe, sit by yourself and solve 100 MCQ sitting there with a coffee. So you also feel like, okay, you went out, you had a break, but you didn't really had a break because you actually studied in that duration. Or just walk in the park and then solve your question bank simultaneously. Or sometimes what I used to do was stay in my room and put on some, lights and all those colored lights and everything, and then get dressed up actually really nicely, put on some makeup and all. And after that, order some good food for me, and then I would just lie down on my bed with my iPad and study something, whatever I wanted to, just solve a few question banks, or go through some MCQ discussion videos, which does not require a lot of active learning from my side. But then also, I'm not wasting my time, I'm actually studying something in that duration. So this kind of a pseudo break thing that you can use and fool your mind, actually. Just the last and the most important, and something that I want to tell all of you, that you have the power to write your own story, and everything that you want is on the other side of consistency. So everything that you want, going into your dream college, living your dream life, or getting your dream branch, or being what you want to be 10 years from now, depends on these 4 to 5 months, depends on your consistency, how much effort you can put in. And trust me, these 5 months are not going to be smooth, it's not going to be the same every day. You will be upset on some days when you will get score bad in GTs, or you will feel like my preparation is not enough. Those days will come, but it's important that you do not fall into the trap of the hopelessness. Just believe that anything can happen on the exam day. It does not matter how you're scoring in your GTs. Use it just to strengthen and your weak points, and know what areas you are lacking in. And just believe that yes, you can do it on exam day. It will happen, and it will happen for you. And just put in your all until that day comes. And if you liked this video, then do like and share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys. I'll see you in the next video very soon.